Do you want to learn how to study more efficiently and effectively and pass all your courses this semester? Yes? Then you're going to want to listen to this. In this video, I'm going to show you how to prepare for your exams like a pro. I'm going to share my top tips that have already helped so many students get exam ready. My name's Joanne and I'm a learning and wellness strategist, and my whole career is based on helping students learn how to learn more effectively, and I'd love to help you to succeed and work towards becoming the best version of you. Now, first of all, when should you start studying? Now, like today. The sooner the better. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of studying early and often. You want to make sure that you're spacing out your study sessions. Research shows that it's much more effective to have 5 one-hour study sessions spaced out throughout the week versus 1 5-hour block where you try to cram everything in. Your brain simply learns better when it can digest the information in smaller and more manageable chunks. You also want to make sure you stack your review for long-term memory retention. This is super important for cumulative tests and exams that are going to be covering multiple weeks or even months worth of content. You should plan to study newly learned information as well as the information you learned during previous weeks. Now, whatever type of study plan you set up, make it non-negotiable. This means that you have to create your study plan and then you actually have to follow that plan. So choose your study times wisely. I recommend choosing the part of the day where you're naturally going to have more energy, more motivation, and more willpower, which is typically earlier in the day if possible. If you don't have to work or have any other extracurricular activities immediately after school, then that's a great time to study because the later it gets, the more tired you're going to feel. Now, I know a lot of you already know this, but so many students do this. They wait until the last minute and cram. Newsflash, cramming does not work. So try your best to avoid waiting until the very last minute to study. Cramming can cause you to be a lot less likely to retain the information you need. It also increases stress and negatively impacts your sleep. So just don't do it. Just start studying now, trust me. And while you're studying, it's also important to take breaks. Taking short breaks isn't just nice, it's essential. So when you notice that you've lost focus, that means it's time for a break. A short break will give your brain a chance to reset and get refocused so you can get back on track. Now, when you take breaks, be sure to remove yourself from your study space. Your brain will benefit from the change of scenery, which can help to give it a chance to recharge. You can also get up and move. A quick burst of exercise such as jumping jacks, push-ups, or squats can wake you up and get your blood flowing. Getting some fresh air can help too. So a lot of students ask me, when I'm studying, what should I be focusing on? Well, there are a lot of factors to consider here, but I like to ask the following key questions. Number 1, which assignment or exam is due first or coming up next? Refer to your course outlines or your semester plan, or if you're not 100% sure, you can even ask your teacher. Question 2, which one is worth more? Pay attention to how much tests and assignments are worth and allocate time and effort accordingly. Question 3, how are you doing in that class? You may need to dedicate more time to some classes as they can be more challenging or content heavier than other classes. 4, which topics or units will be covered on the exam? Well, did your teacher provide an exam review sheet, or do you need to look through your textbook and notes to determine which topics are going to be covered on the test? 5, how many questions will there be and how much time will I have per question? So knowing this information before you start your exam can be helpful for you to budget your time while you're writing it. And finally, question 6, what is the format of the questions? Multiple choice, short answer, essay, select that I'll apply. Asking yourself these questions will help you to plan your time. For example, an essay question worth 40% should get a lot more time than a short answer question worth 10%. Another important tip is to study in the way that you will be tested. If your exam will have multiple choice questions, practice answering multiple choice questions. If your exam will have essay questions, then you'll want to practice answering essay questions. It doesn't really make sense to simply read over or copy down pages and pages of notes for hours and hours. Doing practice questions can be a much better use of your time, as answering questions helps to get your brain into testing mode and allows you to practice the skill that you're actually going to use while taking your test. And one final exam tip, on the day of the exam, try not to talk to anyone before you start. This can be distracting and put incorrect ideas or considerations into your head. Instead, just take some deep breaths, try to stay calm and focused. And when you first start your exam, preview the entire exam before you start answering any of the questions. Look at how many questions there are, what types of questions there are, and what content is covered. And today's bonus tip is one of my faves. Another helpful thing you can do before you begin writing your exam is a brain dump. Using the back of your exam paper or a blank sheet of paper if you're allowed to have one, write down important things that you might need to remember for your test, such as any acronyms or formulas you've memorized. This helps to get all the stuff you've been storing down on paper so that you don't have to worry about forgetting anything as you write your exam. Well, I hope you found these tips helpful, and I hope you will give some of them a try so you can put yourself in place to ace all of your exams this semester. If you need some additional study support, I do offer one-on-one exam success sessions where we can meet virtually to discuss your unique learning needs. Shoot me an email if you're interested. Otherwise, subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more learning and wellness tips and tricks. And be sure to tell a friend to come and study with Joanne too. Happy studying!